Picking up from the last video that I did, where I left off about issues with the starter spacing from the ring gear to the Bendix here. What I ended up doing was ordering a spacer kit for small block Chevy racing starters. Got this off of eBay. It's a couple bucks. But essentially what it includes is one of these, and one of these. Now where these are placed, I have it bolted up just to mock up. These spacers go, you can see the two of these go here underneath the block, so between the supplied adapter block and the body of the starter. I had to use two. It might be different for your instance. And then because I used two of these, I had to put two of these around the snout. Kind of see them sitting in there. They sit on top of the bearing, and their purpose is to keep the shaft from walking out of the starter. Now, with all that put in, the starter fits. Ran a bolt through to snug it up, and the instructions call for 50 thousandths space between the tip of the gear and the teeth of the flywheel. Now that I have my 50 thousandths stack, the way that I measured this was really simple. I just slid it in between those flat on the top of the starter gear. Let's see. I'm trying to find a good view here. So it's flat on the top of the starter gear here, touching, and it's slid freely behind the flywheel. A little bit of contact is okay, because you don't want it to be like a friction fit, but 50 thousandths, I'm trying to do this on the camera, it's not really working out very well. 50 thousandths space right there. So that worked out well. If you watched my last video, you might notice that I have removed the pressure plate and the clutch disc. And the reason being is because there's supposed to be alignment dowels in the flywheel to line the pressure plate up with where it's supposed to go on the flywheel. This flywheel did not come with those. I had to order them from Nissan themselves. Luckily I have a Nissan dealership near me, so it only ended up being about $5 or so for all three pins. But if you have to order them online, be prepared to pay a pretty hefty amount in shipping. That was the issue that I ran into. The pins themselves are dirt cheap, but it's the shipping that really gets you. So that put a delay on things. There's a transmission right there, the GK Tech shifter. And there's the car. That's just a little update where everything's at right now. Hopefully get the pins in tomorrow, and might be reassembling the clutch, putting the transmission on, and then the other confusing part is where the bolts go. So this bolt is obviously way too long. So I'm not sure if it's supposed to feed through one of the bolt holes of the transmission, through the plate, and then into the block, or how that goes. The instructions are not clear. So that's going to be an experimentation, see what fits kind of thing once I get those pins in.